Welcome to this month's edition of Nosing Around. We're here today with Jennifer Beasley. She is one of the producers of the show, and she's sitting in as a guest hostess with me today. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here and see who we have kind of on tap for today. So who's in our lineup?
Well, we've got our show is called Air, Land, and Sea today.
Okay.
We're going to talk first with someone from Cape Fear,
Okay.
Regional Jetport, Mr. Howie Franklin. Then we're going to have someone from we're going to have Gary Yance from Ocean City Chevrolet here to talk about the automotive industry and the cars that he has for sale and what he does. And then lastly, but not least, we're going to have Wes Hamilton with Anglers Marine here. Wes and his family have just moved into a new location, and we're going to talk to them about everything that they have to offer.
All right. I remember seeing Anglers Marine pop up on 17. So I guess we'll be right back with Howie Franklin of Cape Fear Regional Jetport in Southport. Is that right?
That's right. Stay with us.
Our first guest is Howie Franklin, the Airport Director of Cape Fear Regional Jetport in Southport. Welcome to the show.
Welcome,
morning.
Howie. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Howie, we've been talking a little bit. Give me a little bit of history, and the audience a little bit of history about your background in airport management. And I know it's a pretty storied history, but if you could give us a little bit of a rundown, that'd be great.
Well, I was in the United States Air Force for 29 years, and my degree is in air transportation terminal management. However, I was a flight attendant in the United States Air Force, and I flew early on with the Kissinger and shuttle diplomacy, and then I was hired on Air Force One in 1976.
Wow.
And I retired from Air Force One in 1994. So I had 18 years at Air Force One and 29 years in the Air Force, 24 at Andrews Air Force Base. Traveled extensively throughout the world, and it was a great political science course. I'm the only one in the world that worked for 5 presidents consecutively without getting fired.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I know you're probably the only person in the world that's done that from any position.
Say, that's something to be said there.
So you're managing Cape Fear Airport now, and tell us a little bit about what's going on over there. I know that airport's grown. We talked about some numbers just privately here. What's going on at Cape Fear?
Well, first of all, remember what you have, not just the Cape Fear Jetport, but the whole county. You have location, location, location. Everybody's heard that, but it's still true. You know, the reality is they're still mining diamonds, they're still finding gold, they're still looking for natural gas, they're still inventing things, but they're not making any more good weather and waterfront property.
Right.
And that's what's bringing people here. Someone said to me the other day, they couldn't understand why we had more operations, that's a landing and a takeoff, than Fayetteville.
Wow.
And I said, you do realize we have 60 miles of beach and 40 golf courses. And it's true. And we have people from all over the country that's coming here. We are considered the busiest general aviation airport in the state.
Wow.
And with the least development.
So you've got customers coming from all over the United States. What about outside the country? Do you have people that actually fly in here from other countries, or is that not commonplace?
They don't fly direct, but they'll
Okay.
come in and they may go in and go through customs someplace else.
Right.
But we have people from all over the world, all over the United States, come into this area. They're from Los Angeles, St. Louis, San Francisco, from Michigan, from Louisiana, from Birmingham, Alabama. And we have, as far as clientele, one of the things a cliche that I kind of enjoy saying, money don't drive in, it flies in.
Right.
And we have out of the top 10 CEOs in the country, 3 of them come and visit Brunswick County, and they love it here. They're not stupid people, they know something.
Right.
So you
right.
got something.
Right.
So what are they finding special about this area? I know that you said the good weather beaches and things like that, but what else are they finding special about this
Well,
area?
they like the whole charm of the area.
Okay.
I mean, I came here 24 years ago. My wife was in the Air Force, and she brought me here. She lived in Southport. And I remember going to the village of Southport, seeing the waterfront. And the first thing I said, oh, my Lord, do you know what's going to happen here? And it's happening. Mm-hmm. And at that time, a lot of people didn't realize it. The whole quaintness of it, the uniqueness of it, the charm of it, the charm of the visual, the weather. You realize that In the wintertime, your area, southeast North Carolina, on the beach area, because we're directly east of Atlanta. That's how far south you are. We're directly east of Birmingham, Alabama.
Right.
Okay, so we're south, and because the Gulf Stream comes by us close, and we have this great weather. Generally speaking, in the wintertime, Brunswick County is the same temperature as northern Florida. Now, the jet stream can do something screwy to affect us once in a while, but Tallahassee had the same temperature that we had this winter when we had the ice storm. Generally, we're the same temperatures in the wintertime as northern Florida. That's from Orlando north.
Right.
But guess what they're finding out? In the summertime, you're 15 degrees cooler than northern Florida.
Right. And a whole lot closer.
Yeah, and if you live in Florida, it's 8 hours to the state line. When you get to the state line, there's nothing there.
Right.
Here, you have Calabash and Charlotte and Ocean Island, Holden Beach and Southport and Wilmington and Myrtle Beach right close by. There's a lot of things, and you know, Raleigh's 2.5 hours, Charlotte's 4.5 hours, Atlanta's 7.5 hours, DC is 6.5 hours. They're finding that out. We're not marketed to as much as we should be, and we're not branded yet.
Right.
Wrightsville Beach is better branded and we have more resources, a better area, and I mean that because we're not as crowded and more uniqueness.
Right. So you were saying that about the jet stream and all, and you touched a little spot in my heart. I was in the Air Force also, and I was a flight weather forecaster. So I dealt with a lot of folks like yourself on a daily basis while I served my time in the service, talking about weather, flying weather predominantly. So that's interesting that you, of course, and I know with the pilot background in Air Force or managing that part of the business in the airport, that you have to know the weather. It's not like what we see on TV today.
Yeah, we live with the weather, and that's the thing. We're below minimums if you're a weatherman.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, Cape Fear Jetport is below minimums maybe 10 days a year.
And that's not bad at all.
Wilmington is more than that, below minimums.
Right.
They have more fog issues than we have. It's an outstanding location all worldwide. We have, like I said, top 1%ers coming in out there. And the other one is the majority of these airplane people are business people.
Right.
And you know, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and they have some of them just have a passion for aviation, and some of them use the aviation for transportation. People that come here from Lake Norman in their airplane, it takes them an hour, and they burn 20 gallons of gas. You can't do that in a Suburban.
No.
Right, right. I got a quick question for you. I understand you guys have skydiving availability over there at the Jetport also, that folks can come over and learn and do tandems and skydive out of Cape Fear.
Yes, it's amazing how many people would like to jump out of an airplane. And they do it constantly as the good weather prevails to it. And then can you imagine the visual?
Right.
You jump out of the airplane over the beaches and you look down and you can see everything. And people really enjoy it. And they come from long distances. We have at the airport, we have the skydiving. We have a Waco biplane ride.
Oh, cool.
We have now a acrobatic airplane ride. It's a Pitts acrobatic airplane with an acrobatic pilot who's a world-renowned pilot. We have helicopter rides. We have helicopter instruction. We have a regular air tour rides. We have 2 aircraft maintenance shop, a paint shop, interior shop, and an avionics shop. We're one-stop shopping, and we're on the beach.
That's awesome. That is awesome. You're another best-kept secret in Brunswick County right there, along with Brunswick County being one of the best-kept secrets, in my opinion, in the country. Howie, we're about to run out of time, so what I'd like to do is get you to tell the audience exactly where you're at and some contact information for your location to find out about all of these great features that you offer, both the flying community and the non-flying community that want to parachute or just take a plane or a helicopter ride.
Yeah, we're on Cape Fear Regional Jetport's located on Long Beach Road, just before you go across the Oak Island Bridge, which is 133. we have, I'd like to recognize Big Toy Day we have each year.
That's
It's going to be this fall. We bring out, it's for kids and families. We bring out cranes and bulldozers, and we fly kids. Last year we flew 163 children, and the
Wow.
Airport Commission pays for their fuel. So, and the reason why the Aviation Group pays for this and does this because they did a survey around the world. And kids who became pilots, and I asked them, why did you become a pilot? And the answer that was the most given was, when I was a child, somebody gave me an airplane ride.
Yeah. Howie, can you tell us how to find you guys on the World Wide Web? What's your web address?
CapeFearJetport.com.
And a phone number for folks to call you.
910-457-6483.
Thank you very much for being on the show. Look forward to coming out and doing some activities over there, especially that Big Toy Day. I'm a big kid anyway.
And I'll be looking forward to doing some skydiving in my near future.
Well, everybody that does it, no one's come back and said, I wish I didn't do that.
I just want to come back. That's my goal. Up next, we have Gary Yance with Ocean City Chevrolet.
Welcome back, folks. We're here now with Gary Yance of Ocean City Chevrolet. Gary, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here with us.
Thank you, Tony.
Tell us a little bit about your connection with Ocean City and how long you've been there, and a little bit about the history of your location.
Well, I've been there since 1994. My wife and I had an opportunity to buy in. I've been with General Motors for 31 years, and in 1994 we were given the opportunity to buy into the dealership.
Right.
And so that's how we became involved with it, and now it's a family-owned and operated business, and my wife's involved, my son's involved, and we run the daily operations of the dealership.
And you have several employees there that work for you. I know you have new car sales.
That's right.
Used car sales in a service center. Is that
That's correct. Yeah, new cars, Chevrolets. We represent Chevrolet, and we have certified pre-owned cars, and we have a full service department.
Right. And your pre-owned cars are not just Chevrolet, though. You take in about anything in on trade as long as the wheels and tires are on it.
Well, and we have taken some without wheels and tires before. So.
Oh, boy. How does being a family-owned business affect your business philosophy? Can you tell us about that?
Well, our business philosophy is building relationships one customer at a time, and how we came up with that was my background in the automotive industry came out of Winston-Salem, and I was associated with a very large dealership at Modern Chevrolet, and of course we were working from 8 in the morning till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And we were, it was the kind of atmosphere. It was very hard to build personal relationships with your customers.
Right.
And when my wife and I decided to get involved and buy into the dealership, we decided that we didn't want that.
Right.
We decided that we really wanted our customers to be friends, to be build a relationship with them. And I think that comes from our background and the way we were raised. Our families raised us. We just believe that there's more to it than just selling somebody something.
That's right.
There's a relationship that needs to be built there. And that's where we came up with the philosophy of building relationships one customer at a time.
And that's an awesome philosophy.
Yeah.
You mentioned Modern Chevrolet. I actually bought my first Chevy Chevette there back in 1983.
Yeah,
I've had several Chevrolets over the years. I'm an American car kind of guy. So let me ask you another question. As far as the service department goes, you do everything from small repairs and service work like oil changes, tires, all the way up to major things.
Yes, from the minor service end of it to the major repairs. Today's vehicles, as you well know, can be very complicated.
Very complicated.
it's almost like a rolling computer today, and it's the training that's involved is extremely intense for technicians, and the knowledge they need to have in the way the electrical system works and the communications inside the car is just mind-boggling sometimes.
Right.
And so we spend a tremendous amount of time and energy on training, and equipment is another issue. It's
very fluid.
Yes, and it's ever changing. Today's cars are just changing so fast.
They're no longer the same. They're just the simple cars people can work on in their own garage. You got to know your stuff. I don't
Well,
know
and,
my stuff.
I'm of the opinion that I think that the car makers have probably put maybe just a little bit too much technology in cars today, because it can be overwhelming. I mean, we have a tremendous amount of our customers over the years have been 50 and up,
Right.
and they're not real crazy about a lot of the technology, and it can get very confusing, right down to the radios now. Your radios are now hard drives.
Right.
You can get Pandora on your car now. It's crazy.
That's-
I'd like it, but
That's correct, and and a lot of them really want the radio you just turn on and off.
Yeah. AM.
And
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
simple
The old
stuff.
AM
It can
radio.
get very complicated.
Okay.
Let me ask you another question. We were talking before we got seated here about the Corvette, and you just mentioned training. Tell us a little bit about your trip to Vegas, and you were telling me about that Corvette car and the new one and how awesome it was.
Well,
Talking about technology, it
this
kind of all
was
ties together.
and Corvette being a special car, it's the only car in Chevrolet's lineup that is considered a controlled allocated car, meaning there's certain criteria you have to go through to be able to even sell that car. So part of it was tooling, and part of it was training, and I had to go to Las Vegas, or right outside of Las Vegas, a little town called Pahrump, Nevada, to Spring Mountain Motorsports Complex, and go through a day and a half of driving school.
Wow.
For that car. And I think from what I took away from the training was that the car is far more capable than the consumers are going to get out of the car.
Right.
It's probably as legalized race car as you could possibly
Right.
get out here from the factory.
That's amazing.
It's just truly an amazing car, and like I said, I'm not sure most people that are purchasing and driving that car will ever really realize the full potential
Right.
out of the car.
Right. Let me ask you a couple other quick questions. Specials like financing. Do you guys run specials through Chevrolet or GMAC for financing?
Well, that used to be a larger factor than it is today, and the reason I say that is because your programs are tied to either cash back or special interest rates. Well, in today's market, the interest rates are so low
Right.
that the special financing really doesn't come into play quite as much as the consumer
to.
cash or the rebates. Not like it used to.
Okay.
Now we have since in the last 6 months we've implemented some programs to try to help people who have had some negative situations in the last 4 to 6 years,
Right.
obviously. Since 2008,
Right.
some things have changed for some good people, and we've tried to implement some programs now, and they're taking hold and taking off, and we're very happy with the results out of them to try to help some of those people get
Where they need to be.
back on their feet
Right.
and provide their transportation needs at the same time.
Well, Gary, it's been great to have you on the show today. If you would, let the audience know where you're located. Let them know about your website and the contact number maybe.
We're located on Highway 17,
Right.
just north of Shallotte. We actually have a Shallotte address, but we're located across from the State Employees Credit Union, right on 17. Our website is www.oceancitychevrolet.com, and our contact number is 754-7117.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, you guys are about to undergo a renovation, is that right? So,
Exactly.
but you'll still be in the same location. So
Still be in the same location.
Okay.
Going to have to reroute traffic for a little bit. But,
Okay.
But we're
Still selling cars.
We're going to be, yes, we're still going to be working on them. We're going to still be selling them, and we're going to try to make it just as less inconvenient as possible. But we know there's going to be some challenges, but we've kind of got a plan laid out. So hopefully it's all going to work out good.
Well,
All
we
right.
look forward to seeing the end result of that also.
And I will say this, I personally want people to know that I think that living in Brunswick County is just like a paradise, and we've heard that at our Rotary Club a lot.
Right.
You know, I pretty much raised my grandchildren here, and been involved in the community through the Chevy Youth Baseball Program now for probably 10 years, and the Rotary Club for 17, and
Wow.
This is our home, and what a
That's right.
great place to call home, and what a future
Absolutely.
we have in front of us.
Well,
Right.
we're glad to have had you today.
I appreciate it.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back with Wes Hamilton of Anglers Marine and Supply.
We're here with Wes Hamilton of Anglers Marine. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Wes.
Thank you, guys.
It's good to have you on the show. I know you work up at Anglers Marine, and it's a family-owned business. Tell us a little bit about how your family got into this business and how long you've been up there.
We've been there for 12 years. My dad started in the marine business about 30 years ago. Worked for a gentleman in Wilmington for a long time, and decided like 12 years ago to try to start our own thing in Brunswick County, and we moved down here and been here ever since.
That's great. That's great. So, too, I know you've just gone through a transition. You were leasing property up next to the old hospital. Now you've bought a piece of property and you've got your shop and showroom up now.
Yeah, we're directly across from Brunswick Electric, right there in Supply. We got a new facility. Got a lot of boats. We do a lot of got a really big service area there to service the boats, and plenty of parking, plenty of room to get your boats in and out and maneuver and get out the road safely.
I know. I've been up there. I was at the old place, and when the new place started breaking ground, I thought, wow, this is going to be awesome. An
Yeah.
awesome spot for you guys,
Yes,
and we're
yeah.
really tickled to see you guys growing here.
Yeah, thank you.
What sets you guys apart from other boat dealers, Wes?
I would say what sets us apart is we kind of pride ourselves on doing the things other dealers said they can't do.
Right.
If a guy says he wants something customized or wants something done a certain way or wants a boat shipped or something like that, we go above and beyond to accommodate him and to make it like he wants it.
So in other words, you can accessorize a boat. Someone can come into your shop and say, I want this hull, this motor, and
Right.
you can help him put all the pieces
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Yeah, a lot of boat dealers you go to would just be kind of cookie cutter, cut and dry, take it or leave it kind of thing. But we get guys all the time that want a custom paint job or custom paint their motors or custom tops or electronic sound systems, stuff like that. And we do a lot of overseas business, so they want to ship them overseas.
Wow.
And, we go above and beyond. That's probably what sets us apart most of all, I would think.
So you sell new boats. You sell used boats too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We sell new boats. We got 8 different boat lines.
Okay, who are
Anywhere from a John boat to a big cruiser boat or a big center console.
Mm-hmm.
About 38 feet is where we max out at there.
What's some of the brands, some of the lines you
We
carry?
sell Cape Horn, Edgewater, Robalo boats, Shearwater Bay boats. We sell Sea Arc John boats. And Sea Fox.
Okay.
And offer a pontoon boat line also.
Okay.
So a good array of anything
Yeah,
there.
cover all the bases from the
Yeah, pretty
backwater
much.
to,
Yeah, from a John boat to a
to
overnighter
offshore.
boat,
Yeah.
offshore boat,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's awesome.
Can I try the boat before I buy it?
Yeah, most of the time what we do is it just depends on the customer. If you're buying a used boat, our broker boat, or a new boat. New boats, most of the time we get deposit, but yeah, any boat you want to take out, we'll be glad to take you out on and carry you in the ocean, carry you in the river, wherever you're going to try to use the boat at, try to accommodate you to get you an idea of how you're going to use it. You know?
That's a very good process to have, especially for a new boat buyer that it's their first time owning a boat, getting in the water.
That's
they don't
right,
really know what they need.
Yeah.
They just know what they want.
Right, and that's something that sets us apart a little different is we offer, anybody that buys a boat from us, we always offer to take them out. And we spend a couple hours with them. Then I have my brother-in-law, he's a registered captain, and we go out with them personally. Then after that, they want more training, we pay Jim to take them out.
Okay.
You know, so that's another service that we offer, you know, our new boat customers. We got a lot of retired customers who come in and you don't feel real comfortable using the boat or docking the boat, and we'll spend some time with them. Then we'll send Jim out with them again, and they'll, you know, a couple times on the water make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I can attest to that, docking and
docking.
leaving the boat
Yeah.
or leaving the docks and coming back in, because I have a boat myself and I'd done it on lakes up in Virginia, and that wasn't a big deal because the water didn't rise and fall.
Right, yeah.
And then I moved down here and I've got a boat and I've got to deal with low tide and high tide.
Current, wind.
That's exactly right. So it was a learning curve.
Yeah.
It
So we
was.
try to accommodate everybody.
That's
like
awesome that you offer that service, that training. And you told us you do international sales, so people find you on your website?
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff like on our website. We do a lot of search engine optimization. You know, we sell a lot of boats like to Australia. Their dollar right now is a little stronger than ours. You know, so that we're shipping a lot of boats to Australia, Thailand, South America, Africa, just different places. Really unique. You know, you get a phone call at 7 o'clock at night, which is 7 o'clock their time in the morning, and they wanting to buy a boat. You know, which is you know. So we offer a lot more services. We offer the shipping, the container work, all that stuff like that.
Awesome.
So it's easier to get in and out. You know.
How can people get in contact with you if they want to buy a boat or just?
They can go on our website. It's anglersmarinenc.com, or they can give us a phone, give us a call at 910-755-7900.
Okay.
They can give us a call, or they can stop by, and you know we can accommodate them.
And that showroom location now is 748 Ocean Highway West in Supply, correct?
That's it, yes, sir.
And it's if you're headed north, it would be on the left side of Highway 17.
Yes,
if you're
sir.
coming down from Wilmington, it'd be on the right, right there near Brunswick Electric.
Yep, yeah, right across the street from Brunswick Electric, yes, sir.
Very good. Well, Wes, it's been a pleasure to
so
have you
much.
on the
Yes,
show.
Sir. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Look forward to coming up and checking out the new digs.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
We'll be right back with a few details about events coming up in the chamber. Welcome back, folks. We've had a great show today, haven't we, Jen?
We sure have.
We learned a little bit about the Jetport over in Oak Island, Southport area with the Cape Fear Jetport. Great location, a lot of offerings that the locals even need to know about.
Yeah.
And then we talked with Gary about Chevrolet and what he offers at his location, and then he's getting ready to grow.
Yep.
Which is awesome. And then lastly, but not least, we talked with Wes about Anglers Marine and their growth and their new location. It's been a good show.
Yeah, it has been a really good show. I've enjoyed learning about each of them, and it looks like I might be roped into doing some skydiving soon.
Right.
So, but tell me what you guys have coming up for the chamber.
Well, we got a couple of events this month that I want to talk about. One is our member orientation, and what that is for businesses that are currently members or brand new members with the chamber, or even if they're out there and they're not a member of the chamber, and you're just a local and you want to learn about what the Chamber of Commerce does and how we operate. We're going to have a member orientation on June 17th at noon. It's at our chamber office at 114 Wall Street.
Okay.
And it's at noon, and we do serve a lunch. We just ask that if you're going to come, you call our office at 754-6644 and tell us how many's
RSVP.
coming. That's
Okay.
right. And then the other thing for the month that we do every month is our business after hours.
Okay.
June will be on the 26th
Okay.
at Island Classic Interiors on the Causeway going
Love
over
that
to
place.
Ocean Isle. So we'll be down there with Lynn Carr Wiggins and Mike, her husband, having a great time. Come out and meet those folks. They've added a lot of new things to their facility. It'll be a great event.
Awesome. Sounds good. Sounds like you guys have a lot going on. There's a lot going on with Air, Land, and Sea in Brunswick County.
Right.
I've really enjoyed today's show, and I guess we'll see you next time for
Nosing around.